Hey, it's Dan Wardrope here from Flexxable, and today I want to take you through the formula for creating high converting copy for any landing page. Okay, so let's get into it. The first thing that is always the most important for any kind of lead gen offer, for anything in marketing actually, or digital marketing, lead generation, whatever that is it's always the most important thing to have an offer that converts, okay? And you've heard me speak about this before, but if you're running a Facebook ad and you're giving away $10,000 to the very first person that clicks on the ad and goes through the funnel and converts, you're going to get that lead within 3 seconds, right? Because it's an offer that's just irresistible. And whenever you're creating a landing page or sending traffic to a landing page that has an offer that converts, and you're positioning somewhat, maybe a boring offer into something that's very exciting, which can be done for any offer, okay, then you're going to never have a problem generating leads. So always focus on and making your offer sexy and turning it into an offer that converts. All right. So let's look at how we can create an offer that converts, that's sexy, from an industry that's not so sexy. Okay. I always use car finance, but I'm not going to do that today. We're going to go into the mortgage industry, all right? And finding out an offer that converts and something that's sexy in that industry usually comes from a combination of you thinking and your life experience. For example, if you've had mortgages before or gone through that process before, then you know that there's some nuances to the industry that you've experienced over the years, okay? And that comes with, with experience, right? But the real goal comes from understanding the offer. And guess what? Understanding the offer, how do you do that? You can speak to the client. That's the first thing. These guys have been selling mortgages for the last 20 years perhaps, so no one's going to know the offer better than them. No one's going to understand the consumer's pain points, what gets their juices flowing, what gets their adrenaline flowing. It comes from the client, all right? So if you're able to sit down and have a beer with them and talk about these things and just kind of find out more and more about the offer, the doctor's diagnosis type scenario, then you're going to find some nuggets in there. But if you copy off what everyone else is doing and running that ad that says you're going to be paying off your mortgage faster if you're able to get a lower interest, if you're able to click now and get a lower interest rate, then guess what? You're doing the same as what everyone else is doing. So for me, what I'd be looking to do, and I know this because I'm actually going through this process at the moment. It's easier to get a buy-to-let mortgage inside your business than it is outside of your business. All right. I've bought property outside of my business before. The legislation's making it harder and harder. You have to prove income. You have to submit all of this documentation. This rigmarole goes on for weeks and weeks and weeks. But my broker told me that, Dan, if you can set up a business, a property buying business, and prove that you've got just £20,000 of income a year, you can buy a property overnight. You can literally set your business up, prove that you've got that income. They don't need any trading history or anything like that, and you can get that mortgage in a matter of weeks without any questions and going through all this crazy paperwork that you used to have to do if you buy it outside of your business. So do you see how what I've done here is through experience and chatting to a mortgage broker, I've figured out that there's something different that not everyone else is doing, where you're able to, doesn't really kind of matter what ads you write or what your landing page has got on it. The offer kind of sells itself. It's an absolute no-brainer. So this is where the real gold is, by understanding your offer. Okay, and if you can do that and zig when other people zag, then guess what? You've got a chance. And to give you an example, this offer, the buying your property inside your business, the interest rates are a little bit higher, right? Which means the commissions are higher, which means the client is going to love you even more for coming up with ideas like this, which is exciting for me. We're not in the mortgage space, but if I was doing it, I'd be focusing on something like this. because that's how you win in this game, by doing something that other people aren't doing. Okay, so now you've understood what your offer is. Okay, you can talk about your offer in the ad, and you can, obviously we're not going to talk about the ad today, but once they hit that landing page, you want to be able to grab their attention first. Okay, and by the way, before all this, I want to explain to you that when you're writing your copy, you want to do it in the barbecue conversation style. All right. For those that don't know me, I love barbecues. I love being able to have friends over and talk to them, and have a good steak and a glass of wine. But you don't want to be, if I'm inviting someone new over, I don't want to be selling to them straight away. I want to be, if they're looking for a mortgage, I want to be asking questions about that. And then if I'm a mortgage broker, then saying, actually, there's something you should check out type thing. Okay, and if you use that same analogy when creating your copy on your landing page, it's going to make a really big difference to your conversion rates. Okay, so back to the structure of this landing page. The first thing you want to do is grab their attention with that big, bold headline that explains the offer well. And in order to do that, I think Perry Marshall calls it, racking the shotgun. You want to have something in that headline that really, it doesn't necessarily have to explain the offer at all, actually. It might just kind of touch on the pain points. It might want to, using this mortgage example, it might be something like sick of getting knocked back from buy-to-let mortgages and going through 3 months worth of paperwork and proving ridiculous amounts of income only to be rejected, ? That is an example of something which is going to stop people in their tracks. As Perry Marshall says, it's racking the shotgun. It's getting them to read the next point, okay, which is the only kind of objective of the headline is to get them to read the next point. And the next point might be building emotion. It might be talking more about those pain points. It might be suggesting that if they want to go down this route of buying a property outside of their business, then it's going to take them so long. They've got so many hoops to jump through. They're busy people. They don't want to be spending 3 hours on the phone with a mortgage broker. This is just, the new way of doing things is way better, okay? The next thing you want to do is relate to their pain with the copy. So if you are the business owner or you're writing the ads or the copy on behalf of a business owner, you can introduce the business owner here and explain that he's spoken to hundreds of people that are applying for mortgages in the same situation as you, and they struggle with the same thing. So you can relate to their pain at this point in time and bring some personality into the landing page. Then you want to give away value and solve their problem, which is the fact that if you buy a property inside your business, you don't have to go through all of these problems that you've already explained further up the landing page. And then at the after you've done that, it's simply about going to the call to action, which for me, and the way that we run ads inside our agency, and also the way that we teach our students, is to have equivalent to like a quiz or a survey funnel. And within that survey funnel is usually a binary question that doesn't take much thought, that gets them started. And then guess what? You go through the whole process again, okay? Getting them started, a micro commitment, boom, boom, boom. They add their details, they become a lead, and then that's sold to the client. So next thing we want to talk about is split testing. Okay, so you've come up with this amazing offer, you've written really persuasive copy with barbecue style conversation, you've got a great headline, and you're ready to get going. You might want to start and run traffic to that and get some leads in. And then if you're starting to, things are working really well, then the next thing you want to do is to be able to create what's called a variant. Okay, and we use Unbounce as our split testing landing page builder. Other people can use ClickFunnels or whatever. There's plenty of options out there. We love Unbounce. It's been fantastic for us. What you want to do is get another variant up with something completely different, probably with the headline to start with, because that's where the eyes are drawn and what people are immediately drawn to. So, one example could be a pain-led headline about, being on the phone for 3 hours and having to prove, documentation and 3 months worth of bank statements and ridiculous amounts of income, whatever that is, could be your first landing page headline. And the second one could be more about how much you can borrow. So you can buy a much bigger house with 5 bedrooms without having to prove income type thing. So it can be kind of a benefit-driven headline versus a pain-driven headline. You put them together and you let the consumer decide what works. The only other tip I would have for this, well, there's 2 other tips. The first one is you want to be testing one thing at each time, because if you've got 2 things changed on the split test or the variant, then you don't know what's going to be the big lever that's making the difference. And the other bit of advice I would give is, if you're running a variant against each other and there's not a clear winner within a couple of days, then you just want to bin it and go on to the next big change. Okay, the next big change, and make big different changes with your variants. Otherwise, you're just wasting your time with a split test. Okay, and the last point I would recommend to create really great landing pages with awesome copy is to be able to be a bit cheeky and reverse engineer what the competitors are doing. Okay, obviously you want to have your own unique angle into the market, and you want to be able to be way better than the competition, but sometimes it pays attention, it's worth paying attention to what other people are doing. Okay, and probably a lot of people do this. The tools we use, the Facebook ads library, which is pretty self-explanatory. If you know the fan page they're advertising from, then you can go in and see their funnels and what's working, their hooks and their offers. We use third-party software called Big Spy, which allows us to look at the creatives that people are running on Facebook and YouTube. You can click through and see their landing page from there. And then you've just got Google search. If it's a mortgage offer, type in buy-to-let mortgages and see what people are advertising, what hooks, what angles, what copy they've got on the page, testimonials, trust factors, all that type of stuff. So that's my last tip, really. Enjoy. So if you're really serious about growing a performance-based lead generation agency, then click the link below and give us your email address. It's either in the description or the pinned comment, and what we'll do is we'll send you a game plan on exactly how one of my students at Agency L escaped retainer jail, fired his 10 retainer clients and replaced them with 1 pay-per-lead client. Enjoy. Okay, so if you really enjoyed this video today, then please hit the like button so we know to create more content similar to what we've done today. Also, if you can comment below, if you've got any questions, comments, you agree or disagree, then we'll get back to you as soon as we can. And the last thing I would like to ask is if you can hit the subscribe button, so whenever we've got some new content, you're going to be the first to know. Thank you very much.